Only 11 minutes have left, and it will be over for you, my child. You have reached a crucial juncture in your existence, where a destiny-shaping instant has finally appeared. The time spent waiting, the long road you have traversed, and the silent pleas you have offered have all culminated in this very now. The decisions you forge in the coming breaths will decisively redirect the course of your life. It may appear to be a completely ordinary occasion to the world around you, but to me, it is a moment that will define your future. You have requested, you have searched, you have knocked, and I have heard. Now, I stand before you to speak, to guide, and to offer a serious caution. Know this, my child. You are never alone. I have walked alongside you for every step of the journey, even when you were oblivious to my presence, even when the shadows seemed to completely engulf you. Yet, you must grasp that there is a sacred reason for everything. Every hardship, every period of suffering, has served to purify you, to make you ready for the magnificence that I have prepared for your path. But magnificence demands a price. It requires accountability, fierce courage, and an unbreakable willingness to hold your ground even as the world around you disintegrates. Your heart has been heavy with uncertainty, and your soul has grown weary from the battles you have fought. You have faced challenges that others could never comprehend, but I witness your struggle, my child. I see the unyielding strength in your soul, the inner radiance that has never truly faded, even when you feared it was extinguished forever. You have reached the precipice where your next action will either catapult you towards the life I designed for you or cause you to wander off course. You have been granted the gift of free will, but now, in these final moments, you must choose. Select your path wisely, for the repercussions of your choice will reverberate throughout eternity. You stand on the very edge of an entrance, a boundary that divides the existence you have known from the glorious life I have charted for you. This entrance is not simply a passage to a future filled with calm, joy, and satisfaction. No, this is an entrance that ushers you into a realm of profound tests, a realm where your belief will be scrutinized and your inner fortitude will be challenged unlike ever before. But on the far side of this entrance awaits the magnificent person I have always intended you to be, the one who will carry my truth to the world, the one who will radiate my light into the deepest gloom of the earth. You were chosen for a purpose far grander than anything you could have dreamed, and I have armed you with everything necessary to fulfill that destiny. But the critical question remains: will you boldly step through that entrance? I recognize the uncertainties that linger deep within you. I know the paralyzing anxieties that seize you, making you doubt your worthiness of the destiny I have set before you. But listen to my declaration, my child. You are absolutely worthy. You are more than capable. I have never called anyone to a task without first providing them with the strength and the resources required to complete it. You must have unwavering faith in the power I have instilled within you. You must hold fast to the certainty of my pledges, for I am not a person that I should ever deceive. Every affirmation I have spoken over your life is truth, and the moment has come for those words to take tangible form. Do not obsess over your history and believe that it disqualifies you from the future I have meticulously prepared. Your missteps, your failures, your struggles, they do not define who you are. They are merely the necessary steps on the upward climb I have laid out for you. I have pardoned you, my child, and I have made all things new. Your past has no dominion over you, unless you willingly surrender to it. The only thing that holds significance now is the choice you make in these final moments. Will you surrender your entire trust to me? Will you march forward with courage, knowing that I will illuminate every single phase of the journey, or will you retreat from the life I have offered, opting instead to cling to the comfort of the familiar, even though it is not my highest will for you? I understand your apprehension, my child. I feel the sheer weight upon your heart. But let me assure you of this: a sanctuary of calm, a place of rest, is waiting for you on the other side of this decision. There is a liberation that can only be found by adhering to the path I have laid before you. The road may not always be simple, but it is the one that guarantees fulfillment, true happiness, and the abundant life I have promised. And even when you encounter difficulties along the way, know that I will never abandon you. My presence will accompany you, and my power will sustain you. You are not facing this expedition alone. You are not fighting your battles in isolation. But listen carefully now, for time is short and you must reach a conclusion. You might feel you have ample time, that you can delay this decision, but understand that the moment has arrived. Your life is about to undergo a massive transformation, and there will be no turning back. The entrance is ajar, and it will soon seal shut. Choose now, while you still possess the chance. Will you stride through the entrance that leads to your sacred purpose, or will you remain where you are, stuck in the life you know, too paralyzed to advance, too afraid to place your trust in what lies ahead? I do not wish for you to squander this moment, my child. I do not want you to live with a sense of loss, to look back and forever wonder what might have been. I have presented you with existence and its cessation, with favor and its opposite, and I implore you to embrace life. Choose the path of divine purpose. Choose the road of unwavering faith. Choose the way that will bring you into the absolute richness of the life I have pledged. Do not be swayed by the insistent whispers of doubt, by the shrieking voices of fear. You are not shackled by your history. You are not confined by the limits of your circumstances. You are free in my embrace. I am calling you to soar above the uncertainties that have held you captive, to rise beyond the voices that have wrongly told you. To rise beyond the voices that have wrongly told you you are not enough. Hear me clearly. You are more than enough, child. You are my beloved. You are precious in my sight, and I have selected you for this very hour in history. Do not be afraid. Do not hesitate. The entrance stands open, and the appointed hour has arrived. Walk through it and claim the magnificent life I have prepared for you. I will not compel you, my child. The decision rests entirely with you. But I must ask you, what will you do with the sacred gift of this moment? What will you do with the limited time I have given you? Will you squander it, or will you march directly into the destiny I have called you to fulfill? There are people whose lives have been awaiting your action, waiting for you to commit to this choice. There are countless souls whose futures will be permanently altered by the decision you make in these crucial moments. You may not perceive it yet, but your choice will send a powerful ripple across existence, affecting not just your own life, but the lives of many others who surround you. I have strategically positioned you where you are for a profound reason, and the time has come for you to step into your true calling, to fully embrace the purpose for which you were meticulously created. You have been meticulously prepared, and now you are ready. The enveloping darkness you sense around you is merely a fleeting condition, child. The light is surging forward, the brilliant light of my truth, the fierce light of my love, will stream through you and utterly abolish every single shadow. You are destined to become a beacon of hope, a pillar of truth for those who are lost in the night. You will be the very embodiment of my love, my hands and feet, the powerful voice of my message, and the light that guides others back to my presence. My child, the moment you occupy now is not a mere accident or a random chance event. This instant has been intricately woven into the very fabric of your destiny. Every solitary step you have taken, every moment of joy, every sorrow, every victory, and every crushing trial has served to lead you to this exact point. Nothing is random. Every event has been part of my divine architecture, shaping you, molding you, preparing you for this absolute pivotal time. I want you to understand that nothing in your life has been wasted. Even in those seasons when you felt completely lost, when you questioned your ultimate purpose, or wondered if the intense struggles you endured held any significance at all, know this: they were not in vain. Every single experience, whether blissfully joyful or intensely painful, has been a crucial thread in the grand tapestry of your purpose. The road you have traveled has often been grueling, and at times, it may have felt as if you were walking in utter isolation. But beloved child, I have never ever abandoned you. Even in the deepest, darkest valleys, when you felt forgotten and overwhelmed, I was right there beside you. The very air you drew in those difficult moments was a concrete reminder of my constant presence. Even in the deepest silence, I was actively communicating with you, preparing you for the glorious things to come. You are standing at the crossroads of your destiny, on the brink of something magnificent, and the time for hesitation and indecision has vanished forever. You are about to enter a new, powerful chapter of your life, a chapter that was written long before your first breath. This is the moment where everything you have internalized, everything you have endured, will come to fruition. The choices you commit to now will fundamentally shape the next era of your journey. This is not a time for weakness or anxiety. This is the hour to stand firm in the absolute truth of who you are and the sacred purpose I have called you to fulfill. I have personally guided you to this moment, and my ultimate plan for you has never once faltered. But understand this, child. While I have authored your destiny, it is your actions, your choices, and your unyielding faith that will determine how this plan completely unfolds. You have been given the majestic gift of free will. It is a powerful blessing, for it allows you to choose, to act, and to move in perfect alignment with my ultimate desire for your life. But it is also a grave responsibility. You are not merely a passive bystander in your own existence. You are an active participant, and your choices, no matter how small they appear right now, are the very levers that will either pull you closer to the full realization of your destiny or tragically drag you away from it. It is in these critical moments of decision that your future is forged. You see, my child, your existence has always been unfolding according to my divine and perfect design. But it is your willingness to trust, to walk in obedience, and to absorb the vital lessons along the way that will unlock the doors to the life I have set before you. Every action you take, no matter how seemingly insignificant, is a direct stride toward the future I have custom-built for you. Do not be fooled into believing that this moment is just like any other time. This is not a period for complacency. The world will attempt to divert you, to pull you in a million different directions, but you must realize that your purpose is immediate and urgent. You have been summoned for this very time and place. The choices you make now will define not only your personal future, but also the profound impact you will have on every soul around you. Your decisions will affect the lives of your family, your community, and even those individuals you have yet to meet. You are a critical piece of a far grander design, and your actions send out ripples, touching the lives of others in ways you cannot yet fathom. Look closely at your life up until this very point. Examine the powerful lessons you have learned, the intense growth you have experienced, and the challenging obstacles you have gloriously overcome. You have been prepared, child. The person you are rapidly becoming is fundamentally different from the person you once were. You have been transformed through every hardship, every triumph, and every lesson along this path. You may not perceive it now, but you are exponentially stronger, vastly wiser, and more capable than you were just moments ago. The road you have walked was absolutely necessary. You needed to experience those periods of doubt, those moments of pain, because they have armed you with the unbreakable strength and the essential wisdom needed to navigate this next monumental phase of your journey. It is true, child, that sometimes my divine plans may not align perfectly with your own limited understanding. There have been times when you have intensely questioned why things happened the way they did, when you have intensely questioned why certain entrances were sealed off to you, or why you had to endure profound pain or crushing sorrow. But I command you now, trust in my grand design. What you wrongly interpreted as setbacks were, in truth, divine moments of redirection. What you perceived as impossible obstacles were actually golden opportunities for monumental growth. Every single challenge was a lesson in disguise, and I have strategically used it all to meticulously prepare you for the glories that lie just ahead. The demanding road you have walked has successfully led you to a point of absolute transformation. This specific moment is your ultimate turning point. You are no longer the person you once were. You are not the same soul who tentatively started this journey. You are exponentially stronger, wiser, and more intimately aligned with the divine vision I have set before you. And now, as you stand on the precipice of this new era, you must make a decisive choice. You must determine whether you will bravely step forward in unwavering faith, trusting implicitly that I will lead you, or whether you will retreat into the stifling comfort of the past, clinging to what is familiar but ultimately unfulfilling. Understand, my child, that this moment is not just a personal turning point for you. It is the genesis of something far, far greater. The decisions you make will not only forge the path of your life, but will also profoundly impact the lives of countless others. You have been explicitly called to be a brilliant light in this darkened world, to carry forth my vital message of love, hope, and ultimate restoration. The world is shadowed, and many souls are adrift, but you have been selected to be a vibrant beacon, a living, breathing testament to my love and my boundless grace. The choices you make right now will determine the brightness of that light. This is why this moment is so absolutely critical. You have been prepared for this time. You have been fully equipped with everything you need to succeed. But you must act. You must boldly move forward in faith, trusting entirely that I will be your guide for every single step of the way. I will never abandon you, child. My enduring presence will accompany you, and I will uphold you with my righteous, powerful strength. No matter what trials you face, no matter how impossible the road may appear, I will be perpetually with you. And through it all, you will finally become the person I have always destined you to be. Do not fear the unknown. Do not shrink from the challenges that lie ahead, for I am already with you, and I have long since gone ahead of you to prepare the perfect way. You are not traversing this path alone. I have strategically placed people in your life who will support you, offer you guidance, and encourage you along the journey. And when you feel your strength falter, when you are overcome by uncertainty, you can immediately call upon me. and I will instantly give you the power you need to keep pressing forward. The moment you stand in is not the culmination of your journey, child. It is the magnificent start of a brand new chapter. The life I have planned for you is not a path of mere comfort or effortless ease. No, my child, the path ahead will be intensely challenging, but it will also be immeasurably rewarding. You will uncover a depth of purpose and profound fulfillment that you have never before tasted. You will witness my guiding hand at work in your life in ways that will leave you absolutely astounded. But this demands fierce courage. It demands that you step entirely outside of your comfort zone and place your trust fully in me. This moment you are experiencing is one of great cosmic significance, for it is a moment of divine alignment. Every event that has occurred in your life, every single encounter, has led you precisely to this location. This is not just a brief passage of time. It is a moment of destiny. You are at the crossroads, my child, and the path you choose in this instant will lead you directly to the future I have specifically prepared for you. Will you choose to walk in faith, trusting that I am with you every single step of the way? Or will you allow paralyzing fear and doubt to restrain you from the incredible blessings that await your grasp? The road ahead will not always be easy. There will be seasons of intense struggle, moments of profound doubt, and times when you will genuinely question if the effort is worth the cost. But know this, child, it is always worth every single effort. The rewards of walking directly in my will are simply immeasurable. You will experience a surge of joy, a deep-seated peace, and fulfillment like you have never known. You will become the magnificent person I have designed you to be. A soul defined by purpose, strength, and unwavering faith. So, my beloved, I ask you one final time. Will you take that next step? Will you surrender your trust for the next chapter of your life? Will you bravely walk in faith, knowing beyond all doubt that I am leading you to a future overflowing with hope and fulfillment? The time is now, my child. The moment of destiny is upon you. Step forward in faith, and simply watch as I dramatically unfold the next glorious chapter of your life. I love you, and I am with you always. Amen.